Hi, I'm Brad Boultinghouse. I'm a senior retailing major, emphasis fashion merchandising at USC right now. It was actually at my high school jailman in Greenville. Senior project was actually what pushed me to get my first start, because it was I wanted to take on doing a fashion show and learn how to sew, because my grandmother originally worked at Gerber when I was growing up. So I always saw her like not only mending things, but like making curtains and just basically bringing home stuff that she'd sewn, and that evolved into me wanting to create my own fashions. My inspiration heavily comes, actually, I wouldn't even say heavily, 100% comes from music. Music is my life, it's my soul, it's everything I am. Like there's something about putting in your headphones, turning them up as loud as they'll go, and being able to just be by yourself, even if you're walking from class to class on campus, that like is more inspiring than any visual thing that I could ever see. I mean, obviously I feel like the road to go is always going to be Marc Jacobs, just because he's so renowned. He has 3 fashion houses at this point and is still going, and has won so many awards that it's just unfathomable. But I would honestly have to say that I really admire Gareth Pugh and Rick Owens, just because they have a subtlety about their art. Like, they only use white, black, gray, but they do it so inspirationally and so different every single season that it's just amazing. I do a whole bunch of different services with the business. Like, as far as making custom pieces, I do that. I've made some bridal wear, I've made a couple different gowns, I've made a lot of day wear, but I also do a clothing line once a year that is like full-on my clothes that I've designed myself. But I also do styling, which I call PR agencies, or I go and do pulls from different like department stores. They can count on me to get everything lined up for them. Like I said, I book their appointments and everything too. I'm basically their like complete assistant. The vibe I'm trying to go for with my clothes is kind of, I really want uptown and upscale fabrics and like quality with a downtown vibe. I also have a client that's going to the Oscars next weekend, and I'll be taking care of her hopefully and getting all that done, because it's really exciting. It's the first ever client I've ever had go to the Oscars, or an event that big at least. Being a student and running a full-time business, actually, it was a lot harder a couple of years ago, because I used to work full-time as a manager at Express as well. I would have 2 days off a week for school, I would work 5 days a week for Express, and then depending on whether I worked at night or in the morning, my business would be the other half of the day. That was hell. It is sheer hell. You completely, like, your friendships dilapidate, like your social life is non-existent. You really pour everything you have into who you are as a business person. It is a love bigger than I am for fashion. I couldn't imagine my life without, I know this sounds so strange, my life without clothes, because when I was younger, I kind of went through this whole phase where I was actually really big, and being 316 pounds at my biggest when I was 10 years old, and not being able to buy real people clothes is what I called them. Like, you miss out on some things that other kids do when they can actually go to like JCPenney and buy jeans. So when I actually first started getting into clothes, I realized that it's not just something that you wear on your back on a daily basis. It's something that you use to express yourself. You are your canvas on a daily basis, every minute, every second of every day. And it's a world that you get into. It's not just a business, it's an art form. And like I said, it's a love. You really can't beat it.